Hey guys, this is Ronan here, and unfortunately this is kind of plan B. I was going to bring you video of me with my webcam, but unfortunately for some reason I can't put it in my editing program and make it work. So for today, no video for the moment. Anyways, this is going to be the first edition of I Do What I Want Fridays. So the whole plan here is to bring you games that I've been playing lately that I really enjoy, or to give you information on games that are coming up that I'm excited about, or to talk about a subject that's near and dear to my heart, or something big or exciting in the gaming community. And this is something that will be open to fan suggestions, so you can leave comments below and tell me what I should cover that you're interested in me covering. The only thing I say to that is keep in mind that if you do suggest I should be playing games, I do have to end up buying those games. Now, that's something I will weigh on how much that game costs and if I am interested in it. Now, of course, if you are way too kind beyond what is required here and want to give me a copy of that game, whether you have it for free or you want to buy it for me, I am more than willing to accept that, but I am in no way asking that from you. So, the first subject for today is going to be the Torchlight 1 giveaway. I started this on Wednesday the 25th, and I'm currently recording this on the 26th, but of course it's going up on the 27th. So the winner has been chosen. I just don't know them at this time, so I can't actually say their name. I am, however, going to throw up an annotation here, right there, so you can see who won, and that is the winner. So congrats to him or her. And I want to thank everybody for entering. It was a lot of fun getting your submissions, and congrats to the winner. And with giveaways, this is something I do want to continue doing. Obviously, I have to buy the prize to be able to give it away, so it's not going to be all the time. Ideally, I'd like to do it monthly, but that's probably not going to happen at this time. So we'll see where that flows and gets to. And again, I mean, if you are way too kind and have a free game or want to buy a game that I can give away to the fans, I am more than willing to accept that and hold a contest for that game. And the second subject for today is going to be MechWarrior Online. Now, this is a game that is going to have early access starting on August 7th, so it's just around the corner. The beta is up now. I am in the beta. Unfortunately, I'm under the NDR, so I can't actually bring you any beta footage at this time. But what I'm going to do is throw up some screenshots. I'm going to give you a quick overview of what the game is. And, of course, you can always check out the link to their official website in the information below. So, without further ado, this is MechWarrior Online. I hope you like it, and let's check it out. Now, you may be asking yourself, what is MechWarrior Online? And if you're not familiar with the BattleTech franchise, which is what MechWarrior falls into, it is a wargaming science fiction franchise launched by FASA Corporation all the way back in 1984. Now, the first game was put out then, and the final game, at least as far as MechWarrior is concerned, was put out in 2000, and the final expansion in 2002. So it has been it has been 10 years since we've seen a MechWarrior game, so that is part of the reason why people are so excited. Plus, just the sheer gameplay was extremely entertaining, and hopefully you will see why as we go through this video. Now, what you're going to notice on the screenshots here is I'm showing you some artist renderings of different BattleMechs. Now, there are 4 classes of BattleMechs. You're going to have light mechs, which are the smallest, the lightest, and they're also the quickest. So they're going to have the least amount of weapons, but they're also going to be able to move quickly around the heavier mechs. Next is going to be your medium mechs. Obviously, they're going to be weighing a little bit of less speed for a little more firepower. And then you're going to get into the heavy mechs. Those mechs are typically going to carry a considerable amount of firepower, a decent amount of armor, and they're also going to be a little bit slower than the mediums. And finally, your biggest, like the Atlas, will be the Assault class. These are going to be heavily armored, heavily armed, but they're slower than snot. These guys have trouble getting around the battlefield, but when you get into the crosshairs of one of them, they're going to light you up. once you have chosen your mech, you will go into the mech loadout screen here, which will be on the screenshots now. And what you'll notice is you have many different slots for weapons. You can choose, your arm, your head, your leg, wherever on the mech itself you want these weapons, as long as they actually have mounts for them. And they're completely customizable. You can rip everything off, throw on your own stuff, things like that. Typically the pre-set-up builds are pretty dang good. You might be able to tweak them a little bit to make them better, but typically a custom build actually isn't your best option here in MechWarrior Online. But it's a lot of customization, and that is part of what makes MechWarrior so great, is that you can just shove on your own weapons, your own heat sinks, your own armor patches, put your ammo where you want it, and go for it. And of course you always have to remember there is localized damage in MechWarrior. So if you shove all your machine gun ammo in your arm and they shoot your arm might blow up. And that is something that also happens in MechWarrior, is localized damage. You can have an arm blow off and you will lose the weapons that are mounted on that arm. And finally, I got some battle screenshots for you. Unfortunately, they're all from the same map. There actually are several different map types. At this time, there's at least 3 that I know of, one of which provides extra heat to your battle mech, one provides extra cold, and then one's just a neutral, kind of like the screenshots you're seeing. And so on that effect, when you're on the battlefield, you have to maintain your heat level. If you hit 100% heat, your mech will power down and have to cool off for a time, so you'll be vulnerable to attacks. And how you do that is you actually set up your weapons in different groups, and you fire the subgroups instead of all your weapons at once. So you'll place your lasers in a subgroup, and you'll fire them when you're low on heat. You'll place your auto cannons, which don't produce much heat, on a second group, and you can fire that. You can put your missiles in a third group, and they produce sort of medium level of heat. And so it's all about managing your heat so you can keep pummeling your enemy and not actually get shut down yourself. And so you'll see a lot of these screenshots, everybody going to combat, and you might think, well, what's my advantage here of taking, say, a light mech? He's going to get railed on. Well, the battlefield's going to have lots of hills and mountains and buildings and those kind of things, and the key focus here of the light mechs is going to be actually to get visual contact with the enemy. The enemy is not just going to be seen. You need to get visual contact with them so your light mechs can run out ahead, grab visual contact, and then you can have, say, your catapult guy in the back who has lots of missiles rail on the enemy who's far away. So it's got to take a lot of teamwork and coordination from people to truly be good at MechWarrior Online. So it's all about cooperation and managing your heat and how much damage you can just lay into your enemy mechs. And that's going to do it for this first edition of I Do What I Want Fridays. I've been really excited to get this series off and rolling, so here we are, getting it going with MechWarrior Online. And keep in mind, any suggestions you have for I Do What I Want Fridays, put them in the comments below. I'll take a look and consider them with all due justice. Anyways, if you liked this video, please do subscribe and give me a thumbs up. They help a ton, especially for my small and building page. And once again, I am Zoronden. I want to thank you for tuning in, and I will catch you guys on the other side.